Proverbs. I was making a joke. We love Proverbs so much because they are full of wisdom and live your life by. I said next time, anybody wants a proverb, instead of going into Google, they'll go into for Binam education and we'll get it all. Let's see. And because who wants to read, at least you all can listen to my laughter, hear it and dance and lovely, and we can do the Vaheguru jab, okay? Vaheguru, 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 life is so beautiful. I mean, I don't know what to do with myself, but chill. Okay, let's chill. Wow, God is good. We love you, God, and we love all of you. Love me too, okay? It's funny. If I'm by myself, I can be happy as hell. Until dear comes, let's rejoice. God is good. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Wow, bless me, Lord. Astro Guruji. Though my soul may sit in darkness, it will rise in perfect light. I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. Faith has to do with things that are not seen, and hope with things that are not in head. What sunshine is to flowers, smiles are to humanity. People don't have fortunes left them in that style nowadays. Men have to work and women to marry for money. It's a dreadfully unjust world. Your lost friends are not dead but gone before, advanced a stage or two upon that road which you must travel in the steps they trod. Beauty is only skin deep, and the world is full of thin-skinned people. Those who bring sunshine to the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. When one door closes, another one opens, but we so often look so long and so regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the ones which opens for us. The surest way to make a monkey of a man is to quote him. In the whole history of the world, there is but one thing that money cannot buy, to wit, to wag the wag of a dog's tail. It is easier to forgive an enemy than to forgive a friend. I value the friend who for me finds time on his calendar, but I cherish the friend who for me does not consult his calendar. God's gift put man's dreams to shame. Love come out of heaven unasked and unsought. I still find each day too short for all the thoughts I want to think, all the walks I want to talk, all the books I want to read, and all the friends I want to see. Friendship is like money, easier made than kept. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Just walk beside me and be my friend. Fame is only good for one thing. They will cash you a check in a small town. We are accustomed to say that the truth makes men free. It does nothing of the kind. It is knowledge of the truth that creates freedom. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You ought never to turn one's back on the threatened danger and try to run away from it. If you do that, you will double the danger. But if you meet it promptly and without flinching, you will reduce the danger by half. Never run away from anything, never. Everyone has a fair turn to be as great as he pleases. True friendship is like sound held. The value of it is seldom known until it be lost. Enjoy your own life without comparing it with that of another. Age is a matter of feeling, not of years. The first half of our lives are ruined by our parents, the second half by our children. Dream as if you will live forever, live as if you'll die tomorrow. I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination. Cheerfulness and content are great beautifiers and famous preservers of good looks. If you can dream it, you can do it. To love someone means to see him as God intended him. The minute you settle for less than you deserve, you get even less than you settle for. So true. If we all did the things we are capable of, we would astound ourselves. A man's ethical behavior should be based effectually on sympathy, education, and social ties. No religion basis is necessary. Man would indeed be a be in a poor way if he had to be restrained by fear of punishment and hope of reward after death. He's no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose. Perseverance is not a long race, it is many short races, one after another. He who has 1,000 friends has not a friend to spare, and he who has an enemy will meet you everywhere. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. No man has learned anything rightly until he knows that every day is doomsday. I believe that man will not merely endure, he will prevail. He is immortal not because he alone among the creatures has an inexhaustible voice, but because he has a soul and spirit capable of kindness and compassion. No man is a failure who's enjoying life. Money never made a happy man yet, nor will it. There is nothing in its nature to produce happiness. The more a man has, the more he wants. Instead of its filling a vacuum, it makes one. Two rows established in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that made the difference. Happiness is a man who knows what to remember of the past, what to enjoy in the present, and what to plan for in the future. I shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show any human being, let me do it now. Let me not deter or neglect, nor I shall not pass this way again. Along the road I walked a mile with pressure. She chatted all the way, but left me none the wiser for all she had to say. I walked a mile with sorrow, and never a word said he, she. But oh, the things I learned from her when sorrow walked with me. Wow. Love is perhaps the only glimpse we are permitted of eternity. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scrolls. I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul. The easiest thing to do whenever you fail is to put yourself down by blaming your lack of ability on your misfortunes. You can discover what your enemy fears most by observing the means he uses to frighten you. Don't flatter yourself with friendship authorizes you to say disagreeable things to your enemies. Then you come into relation with a person, the more necessary to tact and courtesy become. When a friend is in trouble, don't annoy him by asking if there's anything you can do. Think up something appropriate and do it. One machine can do the work of 50 ordinary men, but no machine can do the work of one extraordinary man. The greatest happiness of life is in conviction that we are loved for ourselves, or rather loved in spite of ourselves. Have courage for the great sorrows of life, patience for the small ones, and when you have laboriously accomplished your daily tasks, go to sleep in peace. God is away. Wow. My father always used to say that when you die, if you don't give 5 real friends, then you have had a great life. If you have got 5 real friends, then you have had a great life. La la la. Okay. Do I have a great life? Who are my 5 friends? Stand up and speak up. Oh, don't say wait until you die. We'll come then. No. Be here for me now until death. The time to be happy is now. The place to be happy is here. Oh, we are happy. Okay. Happy. You shall be. We all shall be happy together. Be happy with me. Live all you can. It's a mistake not to. It doesn't much matter what you do in particular, as so long as you have had your life. If you haven't had that, what have you had? Love doesn't make the world go round. Love is what makes it right worthwhile. The real measure of our wealth is how much we would be worth if we lost all of our money. Wow. The more things change, the more they remain the same. The best and the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. The real test of friendship is, can you literally do nothing with the other person? Can you enjoy together those moments of life that are utterly simple? They are the moments of people looks back on at the end of the life and remember at their most sacred experiences. Believe the best of everybody. Friendship is born at the moment when one person says to another, what, you do? I thought I was the only one. The quality of a person's life is direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field of endeavor. If we could read the secret history of our enemies, we would find in each person's life sorrow and suffering enough to disarm all hostility. La la la. When a new day begins, dare to smile gratefully. When there's darkness, dare to be the first to shine a light. When there's injustice, dare to be the first to condemn it. When something seems difficult, dare to do it anyway. When life seems to beat you down, dare to fight back. When there seems to be no hope, dare to find some. When you are feeling tired, dare to keep going. When times are tough, dare to be tougher. When love hurts you, dare to love again. When someone is hurting, dare to help them heal. When another is lost, dare to help them find the way. When a friend falls, dare to be the first to extend a hand. When you cross paths with another, dare to make them smile. When you feel great, dare to help someone else feel great too. When the day has ended, dare to feel as you have done your best. Dare to be the best you can at all times. Dare to be. Wow, wow, wow. In life, we all have unspeakable secret and irreversible regret, and unreachable dream, and an unforgettable love. Life is like a voice that is homeward bound. Cats always seem to so very wise. When sharing with your half-closed eyes, can they be thinking, I'll be nice and maybe she will feed me twice. The pain of not doing something is greater than the pain of doing something. Doubts are more cruel than the worst of truth. People who work sitting down get paid more than people who work standing up. Battle not with monsters, lest you become a monster, and if you gaze long into the abyss gazes into you. The advantage of a bad memory is that one enjoys several times the same good things for the first time. Each friend represents a world in us. A world possibly not born until they arrive, and it is only by this meeting that the new world is born. When you are unhappy, is there anything more maddening than to be told that you should be contented with your lot? If your lips would keep your slips. 5 things. Observe with care to whom you speak, of whom you speak, and how and when and where. Nothing in poverty so ill is born as is exposing men to grinning scorn. As long as men are free to ask what they must, free to say what they think, free to think what they will, freedom can never be lost and science can never regress. Love is much like a white rose, beautiful and calm but willing to draw blood in its defense. When you walk to the edge of all the light you have and you take the first step in the darkness of the unknown, you must believe that one of the 2 things will happen. There will be something solid for you to stand upon, or you will be taught to fly. The heart has reasons which reason knows nothing of. Love is the greatest refreshment in life. Friends will keep you sane. Love would fill your heart. A lover can warm your bed. But lonely is the soul without a mat. However gradual the course of history, there must always be the day, even an hour and minute, when most significant action is performed for the first or last time. If you think dogs can't count, try putting 3 dog biscuits in your pocket and then give him only 2 of them. That laughter costs too much, which is purchased by the sacrifice of decency. A computer lets you make more mistakes faster than any invention in the human history, with the possible exceptions of handguns and tequila. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. If only you could sense how important you are to the lives of those you meet, how important you can be to people you may never even dream of. There's something of yourself that you leave at every meeting with another person. The income tax has made more liars out of American people than golf has. There is no income tax in Russia, but there is no income. My ancestors didn't come over on the Mayflower, but they met them at the port. America is a land of opportunity, and we'll never forget it. Things in our country run in spite of our government, not by aid of it. Life is meant to be lived. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by the experience in which you really stop to look the fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I have lived through this order. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marked by dust and sweat and blood, who arises valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasm, the great devotion, and spends himself in the worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end triumph of the high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those who scared and timid souls, who knows neither victory nor defeat. For there is no friend like a sister, in calm and stormy weather, to cheer one on a tedious day, to fetch one if one gets astray, to lift one if one totters down, to strengthen why one stands. When a love and still skill walk together, expect a masterpiece. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Good friends must not always be together. It is a feeling of oneness when distant that proves a lasting friendship. Oh, what a tangle web we when first we practice to deceive. A life spent making mistakes is not only for honorable, but for useful. Then a life is spent doing nothing. To love and to be loved is the greatest happiness of existence. There is no possession more valuable than a good and faithful friend. Carve your name on hearts and not marble. There is so much good in the worst of us and so much bad in the best of us that it behooves all of us not to talk about the life rest of us. When you get into the tight place and everything goes against you, it seems as if you couldn't hold them on a minute longer. Never give up them, for that's just the place and time that the tide will turn. Beautiful. It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave as the close of day. Rage against the dying of the light. Be kind. Remember, everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. The most I can do for my friend is simply to be his friend. I have no wealth to bestow on him. If he knows that I'm happy in loving him, he will want no other reward. Is not friendship divine in this? The once again prince, we who choose to surround ourselves with, lives even more temporary than our own. Live within a fragile circle, easily and often reasonable to accept is all we have. We still would live no other way. We cherish memory as the only certain, and mortality never fully understand the necessity plan. As long as you're all going to be thinking anyway, think big. Wrinkles should merely indicate their smiles happy. Man is the only animal who blushes at all, who needs to. Children have but little charity for one another's defect. To believe yourself to be brave is to be brave. It is only the essential thing. Proverbs says that obedience protects children, and it is really true. I know because I have tested it. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear, except the creature be part coveted. It is not the compliment to say it is brave. Let him sing to whom a song is given. Dreams come true without that possibility. Nature would not invite us to have them. The trouble with our times is that the future is not what it used to be. It is easier to do a job right than to explain why you did. Nothing is too small to know and nothing is too big to attend. Why, if you want peace, prepare the world for war. People come into your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. When you figure out which is this you'll exactly what to do. It is not enough to succeed, others must fail. To laugh is to risk appearing a fool. To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out to another is to risk involvement. To expose feeling is to risk exposing your true self. To place your ideas and dreams before a crowd is to risk their loss. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To love is to risk dying. To hope is to risk despair. To try is to risk failure. But risks must be taken, because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing does nothing, has nothing, is nothing. He may avoid suffering and sorrow, but he cannot learn, feel, change, grow, and live. Changed by his servitude, he is a slave who has forfeited all freedom. Only a person who risks is free. The pessimist complains about the wind, the optimist expects it to change, and the realist adjusts the sails. Let us raise a standard to which a wise and honest can repair. The event is in the hand of God. Let us develop the resources of our land, call forth His powers, build up our institution, promote all its great interests, and see whether we also in our generation may not perform something worthy to be remembered. The past is but the beginning of the beginnings, and all that has been is but the twilight of the dawn. Do all the things you can, all the way you can, all the places you can, all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you can. No man is rich enough to buy back his past. A man cannot be careful in the joys of his enemies. Though my soul may set in darkness, it will rise in perfect light. I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. Be great, friend, little things. Give me the children until they are 7, and anyone may have them afterward. Education is not a filling of pail, it's the lightning of fire. What man does not understand, he fears, and what he fears, he tends to destroy. Tired nature's sweet restoration, balmy sleep. Procrastination is the thief of time. There are too many people and too few human beings. It's a good rule to face difficulties at the time they rise and do not allow them to increase unacknowledged. A bad excuse is better than none. A bad penny always stands up. A bad workman blames his tool. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. A cat may look for at the king. A chain is only as strong as the weakest link. A dog is a man's best friend. A fool and his money are soon parted. A friend in need is friend indeed. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. A little learning is a dangerous thing. A leopard cannot change his spots. A mill cannot grind with the water that is past. A miss is as good as a mile. A new language is a new life. A penny saved is penny earned. A picture is worth 1,000 words. A rising tide lifts all boats. A rolling stone gathers no more. A stitch in time saves 9. A watchman never plays. A watch pot kettle never boils. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Accidents when happen. Action speaks louder than words. Adversity makes strange bedfellows. All good things come to he who waits. All good things must come to an end. All hands on deck. On to the pump, all is grist that comes to the mill. All roads lead to Rome. All that glitters is not gold. All the world loves a lover. All things come to those who wait. All things must pass. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All you need is love. All is fair in love and war. All is best in the best of all possible world. All is well that ends well. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. An army marches on his stomach. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. An Englishman's home is his castle. Another day, another dollar. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Any port in a storm, any publicity is good publicity. April showers bring both May flowers. As you make your bed, so much you lie down. As your social shed you reap. Ask a silly question and hear no lies. Attack is the best form of defense. Aha! So pretty, right? Wow, I'm truly enjoying. Even if I'm going fast, I don't know. It's so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Bad news travels fast. Barking dogs seldom bite. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is only skin deep. Beggars cannot be chosen. Behind every great man, there's a great woman. Behind, better late than never. Better safe than sorry. Better the devil you know than the devil you do not know. Better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Better to light one candle than curse the darkness. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Better wear out than rust out. Beware of Greeks bearing cares. Big fish eat little fish. Birds of a feather flock together. Blood is thicker than water, born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Boys will be boys. Brevity is the soul of business. Before pleasure, says his wife must have be above suspicion. Careless talk costs lives. Charity begins at home. Cheats never prosper. Cheese, wine, and friends must be old to be good. Children should be seen and not heard. Christmas comes, but once a year cleanliness is next to godliness. Clothes make the man. Coffee and love tastes best in hot. Cold hands, warm heart, comparisons are odious. Count your blessing. Courage is a measure of man. Beauty is a measure of a woman. Coward may die many times before their death. Crime does not pay. Cross the stream before wear it the shallowest. Cut your coat according to your cloth. Curiosity kill the cat. Dead men tell no tales. Devil takes the hindmost. Discretion is better part of the valid verses. Say not as I do as you would be done by. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do not bite the hand that feeds you. Do not burn the bridges behind you. Do not cast your pearls before swine. Do not cry over spilled milk. Do not change horses in mid-stream. Do not count your chickens before they are hatched. Do not cross the bridge till you come to it. Do not cut off your nose to spite your face. Do not fish for the shark with your hands. Fish for hands with the shark. Do not touch a book by its cover. Do not keep a dog and bark yourself. Do not let the bastards grind you down. Do not let the grass grow beneath the feet. Do not look kept horse in the mouth. Do not make a mountain out of a molehill. Do not make meet troubles halfway. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Do not put the cart before the horse. Do not put too many iron in the fire. Do not put new wine into old bottles. Do not put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Do not rock the boat. Do not lock the stable door after the horse is bolted. Do not spend it all in one place. Do not spoil the ship or for the hotpot of tar. Do not throw pearls to swine. Do not teach your grandmother to suck eggs. Do not throw the baby out with the bath water. Do not try to walk before you can crawl. Do not upset the apple cart. Do not wash your dirty linen in public. Do not sympathize with those who cannot empathize. Do not unto others as you would have them do unto you, often referred to as the golden rule. Doubt is the beginning, not the end of wisdom. Aha! Beautiful. Early to bed, early to rise makes the man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Founding father of the United States. Easier said than done. East is east and west is west. East, west, home is best. Easy comes, easy goes. Eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. Eat, drink, and be merry. Empty vessels make the most noise. Enough is as good as a feast. Even a worm will turn. Even from a foe, a man may learn wisdom. Every cloud has a silver lining. Every dog has his day. Every jack has his Jill. Every little bit helps every man for himself. Every man has his prize. Every picture tells a story. Every stick has two ends. Everybody wants to go to heaven and nobody wants to die. Everyone has a prize. Everything comes to those who wait. Every dice has its ebb. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Faint heart never won, fair lady. Fair exchanges, no robbery, fair will move mountains. Fall 7 times, stand up big. False friends are worse than open enemies. Fake it till you make it. Familiarity breeds contempt. Feed a cold and starve of fever. Fight fire with fire, find feathers. Make fine purrs, finders keepers. Losers weepers, find purrs, button on past sheds. First come, first serve. First impressions are the most lasting. First things first, first fish always sting up from the dead head downwards. Fish and the guests smell after 3 days. Flattery will get you nowhere. Fools rush in where the angels fear to tread. For want of an elder shoe was lost. For want of a shoe the horse was lost. For want of a horse the man was lost. For armed is for warned is forearmed. Fortune favors the bold and brave. Free is for me. Fretting cares make grey hair. From the sublime to the ridiculous. Wow, genius! Genius is an infinite capacity for taking pains. Give a dog a bad name and hang him. Give a man fish and you feed him for a day. Teach him to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Give a man rope enough and he'll hang himself. Give credit where credit is due. Give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Give the devil his, her due. God helps those who help themselves. God fences make good neighbors. Good talk saves the food. Good things come to those who wait. Great minds think alike. Half a loaf is better than no bread. Handsome is he who handsome does. Hard cases make bad law. Hard work never did anyone any harm. Hess makes best. He that goes a-boring goes a-sorrowing. He who can does, and he who cannot teaches. He who hesitates is lost. He who laughs last laughs longest. He who lives by the sword shall die by the sword. He who loves the world as his body may be entrusted with the empire. He who makes a beast out of himself, get rid of the pain of being a man. He who plays the pipe calls the tune. He who does not speak, he who speaks does not know. He who sups up the devil should have a long spoon. Hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. Hindsight is always 20/20. History repeats itself. Home is where the heart is. Honesty is best policy. Your hope is the best and prepare for the worst. Hope springs eternal. Horses for courses. Hunger never knows the test. Sleep never knows the comfort. History repeats itself and it does not care what it repeats. Beautiful. If anything can go wrong, it will. Hope not. If a job is worth doing, it is worth doing well. If at first you don't succeed, try again. If God had meant us to fly, He would have given us wings. And if were pots and pans, there would be no work for thinkers. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it weren't not for hope, the heart would break. If it were a snake, it would have a bite you. If your shoe fits, wear it. If the mountain will not come to Muhammad will go to the mountain. If wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. If wishes for horses, beggars would ride. If you are growing in age, then you are nearing to the graveyard. If you cannot be good, be careful. If you cannot beat them, join them. If you cannot live longer, live deeper. If you cannot stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you give a mouse a cookie, he'll ask for a glass of milk. If you think that you know everything, then you are a jackass. If you lie down with dogs, you will get up with fleas. If you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. If you play with fire, you get burned. If you steal from one author, it is plagiarism. If you steal from any, it is research. If you want a thing done well, do it yourself. You have never seen the bottom of a tree, you cannot know how tall it stands. If you must dance with the devil, you might as well know his favorite song. If you have got it flaunted, ignorance is bliss. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, in for a penny, in for a pound. In the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is a king. In the midst of life, we are in death. Into every life, a little rain must fall. It ain't over until it's over. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. The fat lady sings. It goes without saying. It's a small world. It's all gives to the mill. It's an ill wind. It is best to be on the safe side. It is better to be smarter than you appear, than to appear smarter than you are. It is better to give than to receive. It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. It is better to cultivate the land with two bulls rather working under a boss who never gives wage than asks when asked. It is better to light a candle than curse the darkness. It is better to travel hopefully than to arrive. It is easy to be wise after the event. It is like juggling sand. It is never too late. It is no use crying over spilled milk. It is no use locking the stable door after the horse is bolted. It is not enough to learn how to ride. You must also learn how to fall. It is on. It is the early bird that gets the worm. It's the empty can that makes the most noise. It is the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. It needs 100 lies to cover a single lie. It never rains until it pours. It takes a thief to catch a thief. It takes a whole village to raise a child. It takes all sorts of to make a world. It takes one to know one. It takes two to tango. I'm going to give you a pink slip. It will come back and haunt you. It will be the same 100 years hence. Jack of all trades, master of none. Jack of all trades, master of one. Jack of all trades, master of some. Judge not, that ye may not be judged. Keep your chin up, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Keep your powder dry, Valentine Blackpool. Kill the chicken to scare the monkey. Kill the goose that lays the golden eggs. Kindness is words. And words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. Kindness in giving creates loud chime. Knock on, touch wood. Know with sight one's bread is butter. Knowledge is power. Guard it well. Laugh before breakfast. Cry before supper. Laugh when the world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. Laughter is the best medicine. Lunch makes day go faster. Learn the language and you'll avoid a war. Least said, soonest meant, and less is more. Let bygones be bygones. Let not the sun go down on your right. Let sleeping dogs lie. Let the buyer beware. Let the cat out of the bag. Let the dead bury the dead. Let the punishment for the crime. Let well alone. Let your head down. Life begins at 40. Life is too short not to do something that matters. Life is not all pears and skittles. Life is what you make it. Lightning never strikes twice in the same place. Like father, like son, like pictures that have big ears. Little strokes fell. Live. Great oaks. Little things please little minds. Live and let live. Live for today, for tomorrow never comes. Live to fight another day. Loose lips sink ships. Look before you leap. Love is blind. Love, the money, is the root of all kinds of evil. Love makes the world go round. Love will find a way. Aha! Find a way, find a way, find a way, love. Oh my God. Nothing at all. Make hay while the sun shines. Make love, not war. Man does not live by bread alone. Man is meek man. Many a little makes a mickle. Many a mickle makes a muckle. Many a true word is spoken in jest. Many hands make light work. March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. Marriage is a met in heaven. Marrying has repentant pleasure. Memory is the treasure of the mind. Men get spoiled by staying. Women get spoiled by wandering. Might is right. Might makes right. Mighty oaks from little acorns grow, milking the bull Misery loves company, moderation in all things. Monday's child is afraid of face. Tuesday's child is full of praise. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works very hard. God is living, and the child that's born on Sabbath day is fair and wise and good and gay. Money does not grow on trees. Money earned by the seed goes by the seed. Money is not everything. Money makes the world go round. Money talks. Money makes many things, but also makes devil dance. More has less speed. Mud, sticks, music has charms to soothe the savage priest. Nature abhors the vacuum. Necessity is the mother of invention. Niece must wing the devil drives. Never cast a cloud until may be out. Never reveal a man's wage, a woman's age. Never give advice unless asked. Never give a sucker an even break. Never judge a book by its cover. Never let the sun go down on your anger. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Never put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Never speak ill of the dead. Never say never. Never say die. Never tell tales out of school. Never too old to learn. 9 tailors make a man. No guts, no glory. No man can serve two masters. No man is an island. No names can. No pack drill. No news is good news. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. No pain, no gain, no rest for the wicked. Nothing is certain but death and taxes. Nothing succeeds like success. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Oh, once, always. One might as well throw water into the sea as to do kindness to rogues. One kind word can warm 3 winter months. One who speaks only one language is one person, but one who speaks 2 languages is 2 people. Oil and water do not mix. Old soldiers never die, they simply fade away. Once bitten, twice shy. One good turn deserves another. One half of the world does not know what the other half lives. One hand washes the other. One man's meat is another man's poison. One man's trash is another man's treasure. One might as well be hanged for a sheep as a lamb. One law for the rich, one for the poor. One swallow does not make a summer. One who believes in the sword dies by the sword. 1 year speeding makes 7 years waiting. Only fools and horses work. Open confession is good for the soul. Opportunity never knocks twice at any door. Other times, other manners. Out of sight, out of mind, out of the frying pan into the fire, out of the mouth of the babes. Over greedy man, over wrathful woman will never flourish. Parsley seed goes 9 times to the devil. Patience is virtue. Pearls of wisdom, penny wise, pound foolish, penny penny makes penny. People who live in glass houses should not throw stone. Physician healed as a position in 9/10 of the law. Power corrupts absolute, power corrupts absolutely. Practice makes perfect. Practice what you preach. Prevention is better than cure. Pride goes before a fall. Procrastination is the thief of time. Put your best foot forward. Put your money where your mouth is. Red sky at night, shape is delight. Red sky in the morning, shape is warning. Respect is not given, it is earned. Revenge is the dish best soft cold. Revenge is sweet. Rome was not built in a day. Right or wrong, my country. Rules were made to be broken. See a penny, pick it up. All the day you will have good luck. See a penny and let it lay. Bad luck you will have all day. I'm remembering a wonderful joke. A black man and a white Asian man and a black man were very good friends. They were walking together. They saw a penny, and the Asian guy immediately picked it up, and because he said, "Look, there's a sign for 99 cents we can turn you white, and I have only 98 cents." Both of them had 98 cents. So he picked up the penny and he went in. He had $1 and whatnot. So he goes in and comes out white. The black coming out, the black man says, "Hey, please give me a penny, so I can also." He said, "You nigger, go find yourself a job." From that, I know the value of pennies. Seeing is believing. Seek and you shall find. Set a thief to catch a thief. Shiny are the distant hills. Shrouds have no pockets. Speak is silver, but silver is silence is golden. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow but sure. Softly, softly. Catchy monkey. Some are more equal than others. Sometimes we are students, sometimes we are masters, and sometimes we are merely the lesson. It's better or spoil the child. Speak as you find Speak softly, can carry a big stick, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt me. Still waters run deep, strike while the iron is hot. Stupid is as stupid as success has many fed fathers, while failure is an orphan. Speak of the devil, and she is sure will appear. Warm swarm in May is worth a load of hay. A swarm in June is worth a silver spoon, but a swarm in July is not worth a fly. Take care of your pennies and pounds will take care of themselves. Talk is cheap. Talk of the devil and he's bound to appear. Tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. Tell the truth and shame the devil. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. The age of miracles is past. An apple does not fall, never far from the tree. The best offense is a good offense. Best laid schemes of mice and men often go orderly. The best things in life are free. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. The boy is farther through the man. The bread never falls out of the buttered side. The child is the father of the man. The cobbler always wears the worst shoes. The course of the true love never did run smooth. The customer is always right. The darkest hour is just before the dawn. The devil finds work for idle hands to do. Devil looks after his own. The die is cast. The early bird catches the worm. The end justifies the means. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The exception which proves the rule. The females of the species is more deadly than the male. The good die young. The grass is always greener on the other side. The hand that offers the cattle rules the world. The husband is always the last to know. The innocent seldom find an uncomfortable pillow. The laborer is worthy of his hire. The law is an ass fraud. The leopard does not change his paws. The light is on, but nobody is home. The longest way must have, and in the longest journey, it starts with a single step. The moon is made of green teas. The more the merrier, the more things change, the more they stay the same. The only disability in life is the bad attitude. The only way to understand a woman is to love her. The pen is mightier than the sword. The pot calling the cat black. Proof of the pudding is in the eating. The road of hell is paved with good intentions. The shoemaker's son always goes barefoot. The squeaky wheels get the grease. The streets are paved with gold. The straw that broke the camel's back. The way to a woman's heart is through his stomach. The work praises the man, the worm will turn. There are no such thing as a free lunch. There are more ways of killing a cat than knocking, than choking it with cream. There are none so blind as those who will not see. There are two sides to every question. They are but for the grace of God. There is an exception to every rule. There are always more fish in the sea. There is honor among thieves. There is many a good tune played on an old fiddle. There are many a slip betwixt cup and lip. There is more than one way to skin a cat. There is no accounting for deads. There is no fool like an old fool. There is no place like home. There is no shame in not knowing. The shame lies in not finding out. There is no smoke without fire. Where there is smoke, there is fire. There is no such thing as a free life. There is no such thing as publicity. There is no time like the present. There are none as deaf as those who will not hear. And there is none so now so poor as folk. There is one born every minute. There is 17 numbers. They that sow the wind shall reap the whirlwind. Third time is a charm. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Those who know many languages live in many lives as the languages they know. Those who sleep with dogs must rise with fleas. Time and tide wait for no man. Time flies. Time is great healer. Time is money. Only time will tell. It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. To the firm out to be is to be renewed. To each his own. To err is human. To forgive divine. To learn the language is to have one more window from which you can look at the world. To be victor, go to the pupil. To travel hopefully is a better thing than to arrive. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow never comes. Too many cooks spoil the broth. Truth is stronger than fiction. Truth is more valuable if it takes you a few years to find it. Truth will out. Turn your face toward the sun and the shadows fall behind you. Two can play at that game. Two dead heads are better than one. Two is the company, but three is the crowd. Two wrongs do not make a right. Variety is a spice of life. Virtue is its own reward. Walk softly, but carry a big stick. Walls have ears, walnuts, and pearl. Pierce your plants for your years. Rest not, want none. Well begun is half, and well done is better than well said. What cannot be cured must be endured. What goes around must come around. What goes up must come down. What you lose on the swings, you gain on the roundabouts. What is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. What the eyes does not see, the heart does not grieve over. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When it ironed, it pours. When life gives you lemon, make a lemon. And when the cat is away, the mice will play. When the going gets tough, the death get going. The oak is before the ash. Then you will only get the splash. When the ash is before the oak, then you may expect the soak. When three women gather, it becomes noisy. When you have seen one, you have seen them all. You have learned in the cradle last to the toms. What the eyes does not see, the heart does not grieve over. Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a muck, there is a pros. Where there is life, there is hope. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. While there is life, there is hope. Who will bell the king, whom the gods love, died young? Why keep a dog and bark yourself? With great responsibility comes great power. A woman is the root of both good and evil. Wonders will never cease. Work expands so as to fill the time available. Worrying never did anyone any good. You're never too old to learn. You're what you eat. You can have too much of a good thing. You can lead a horse by water, but you cannot make it rain. You can never can tell. You cannot always get what you want. You cannot eat. You can have it too. You cannot get blood out of stone. You cannot make a silk purse from the source. Ears. You cannot make an omelet without breaking eggs. You cannot make bricks without straw. You cannot run with a hare and hunt with the hounds. You cannot teach an old dog new tricks. You cannot win them all. You can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. You pay more money and you take your choice. Youth is the best of on the young. You might as well be hung as a sheep for a lamb. You must have rocks in your hand. You scratch my back, I'll scratch you. You have got to separate the wheat from the web. You made your bed and you must lie in it. Zeal without knowledge is fire without light. Funny proverbs. If you dig a hole for someone else, you'll fall into it. How true this is when we talk about other people to the things that perhaps are not up front. The person who gets hurt in the end is us. We are the ones who will fall into that hole. It may not happen right away, but it will happen. A lie travels round the world while the truth is putting her boots on. And it can be expensive luxury. You will never blow a field if you only turn it over in your mind. Experience is a comb which nature gives us when we are born. A ship is a harbor, is safe, but it is not what ships are built for. In a closed mouth, flies do not enter. There is hope as long as your fishing line is in the water. You cannot get to the top by sitting on your bottom. Parents can tell but never teach unless they practice what they preach. Tomorrow is often the busiest day of the week. Don't sell the skin until you have got the beer. Drop by drop, the whole lake becomes. Man who runs behind car gets exhausted. Birds have no wings, but they can fly 1,000 miles. Let's fly 1,000 miles. To all of you, reach out in your inner soul power and embrace me. My words, of course, proverbs. And they will give you wisdom and shed some light in your lights. So will mine. Vaheguru Jap. Let's Vaheguru, 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 Let's all practice this, okay? 108 times Vaiguru Jap is the lari of 101 Vaiguru Jap Mala, okay? From the six senses, taking in from the crown chakra to your head chakra, the eyes, and then throat and sacral, the solar and the root, and let it go at the 18, 6 times 108 will do it. Oh my God, so beautiful we are, aren't we? God bless.